Good evening and welcome to Girlfriend Minute. I am Shar.
And I'm Pascal.
How are you this evening, Pascal?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. We just made it.
We did, I
It's
know.
it's almost midnight.
It is
We just
almost
made it.
midnight. Yeah, yeah. How was your week?
Oh, weeks are busy nowadays.
Yeah, I
Just
bet. A lot of things
relentlessly
going on.
busy. Yes, a
Yeah,
lot of things going on.
I
As
know.
you know. So, just trying to keep up with it all and,
Yeah, same here.
you know,
Same here. That's it. That's life, I guess. What are you gonna do?
you know, is that it?
No, it's not it, like it, done. But, for now, I guess it's life.
So, yeah, and I just been cleaning out some things today, as you can tell.
Yes,
And so that always feels good, makes you feel accomplished. And I have some more
absolutely.
stuff to do tomorrow in the other end of the house. So I
Okay.
have some stuff to take to Goodwill as well and donate. So
No, good. Good.
yeah, I'm cleaning up. So stuff is going to start walking out.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I like
Yeah,
that. I like when it's clean. You feel so cleansed and clear when you're done.
yeah.
You don't feel
And
like all that's hanging over your head.
no, no. Speaking of hanging,
Yeah.
my boy Axel's on the mend.
Ah, thank God.
Yeah, his little
Thank God.
testicle issue.
Yes. Yes. That's good
You
to
know,
hear. Good to hear.
yeah, he didn't have to be neutered, so we're on the mend, and he's been a good boy through all the medications and whatnot. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
but he's
Good.
definitely a bull in a china shop with that cone. I don't know how many times he hits
Mm.
me with it in a 10-minute period.
Yes. Oh, I know.
I mean, I'm walking, he's like,
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
really? It's,
It's crazy. Those
it's
cones are big though, especially when they're for bigger dogs. And I know your
oh
dog is a
yeah.
bigger dog, so he's gonna smack around all over the
Oh,
place.
he's all over the bull in a
Yeah.
china shop, and he's cracked
Oh,
the cone, and he's supposed to wear it another 2 weeks. He'd had a follow up Thursday morning. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna survive another 2 weeks. I'm just,
right? Oh my
you know.
gosh.
Well, Roscoe, when he had his cone after his biopsy, he took the paint off the walls with it.
Oh yes, 'cause they scratch them up on there.
Well,
Yes.
he just was a bull in the china shop right along the
Yeah.
sliders, bailing in and out. Just
So he's
Axel.
Axel. He's just hitting you. He's not hitting the walls.
Oh no, he's hitting everything, but he's hitting me a
He's
lot because
hitting
he's my
everything.
shadow. He's
Oh
my
yes,
shadow.
he
He goes
follows you
wherever I
around.
go. So if I'm in the
Yeah.
laundry room, I can't back up because I'm getting goosed with the cone. And you know what? It hurts.
Oh, I know it does. Those damn plastic cones. They're
Yeah.
crazy.
It hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts.
He has
Well,
to wear it also when he's laying down, like sleeping and everything, so he doesn't
I had to put
mess
an
with the area.
antibiotic ointment on the wound, and
Okay.
so they don't want him licking it off because it's a pretty deep wound. They
Okay.
were worried about it healing, and his normal vet was off Thursday morning when he went in for his follow-up.
Yeah.
So she had taken pictures and sent it to the other vet that was going to be there, and
Mm-hmm.
described and blah blah blah. And so she was like, oh my gosh, this looks so much better than what I was expecting when you
Sure,
got
of
here.
course. Yeah.
So um a few more weeks of the cream and antibiotics, and
And he'll be all
yeah.
better.
Well, it was really infected when he went in, and they said he had done it a few days prior, which is odd because he didn't bleed till last Friday night. So that's how I knew something was wrong. So I don't know. It's just a strange
Well,
thing. Welcome to
it
my
is, it
world.
is. It probably the only way out was for him to bleed, so he'll that way you would be able to recognize it and take him
Yeah,
in so he can get
because
his medicine.
no, but yeah. So
Yeah.
he's such a good boy. I'm like Zeet Platz, and he sits and he lays down, and then I
Oh.
cream him up, and he's like, whatever.
At least he doesn't give you a hard time.
Yeah.
Other dogs will probably be running around all over the
He's
place.
such a good boy. And
Yeah.
because he's 80 pounds, people are intimidated by him. He is such a good boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I met
So
him. I know. I remember.
the hound is the one you have to watch. He's a
He'll
little
nip at your
snarky.
ankles.
Yeah. Oh, he jumps. He's a jumper. And I come home or anything, he knows who I am. He's jumping up, he grabbing my sleeves,
He
yanking on
misses ya.
me, and
He
he's
misses
he's
ya.
very mouthy. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, he's just funny. He's just a
Yeah.
weird. He's funny. So now I was trying to write notes with the pencil, and he was like
Yeah.
trying to grab it. I posted it on my Facebook page. I'm like, seriously, dude? Because he kept watching me write with it. And he's just like, he's looking at
Oh,
it. And
this is
he's
amazing.
like, but the end of the video where you see his little teethers and he's coming to get
Yeah.
it, he's so cute.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I haven't gone on Facebook all day today.
Yeah.
Usually at least I'll go in once, but
Yeah.
all day I was busy, busy, busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
So
good.
he's a
Good.
funny boy. So
Well, that's good. He's on the road to recovery.
he is. He is. He's getting there. So 2 more weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
How's the weather down there?
we'll see. It is warmish.
Warmish.
It starts off decent,
Yeah.
and then we get warmish. Where you
Okay.
need your AC on. This isn't, open your windows and have a nice breeze. Yeah, there's none of
Right. Right.
that. A little warmish
Sorry.
still. A little warmish still.
Yeah, no, over here it's starting to get a little nippy, although this whole week we had a bout of heat, like 87, and for us that's heat over here, because basically
It's
for
November.
6 months it's freaking cold as anything, but
Well, yeah.
it is November and it's very odd for it to be like this, but hey, I'm enjoying it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm always short sleeve kind of person no matter what the temperature is, but I'll layer.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, at night it'll go down to about 49,
Yeah.
43,
Wow.
49. Yeah, last week I think it was like 39. So it does get a little nippy here at night.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah. But you can open your window a little bit, get a little bit of breeze going. Um, or just some fresh air. Sometimes you
Today,
just need a fresh air in your
oh,
house.
absolutely. I love when it's nice. I can open up and just air out.
Yes.
Today was a high of 84. Tomorrow, 85. Tuesday be 86.
Okay, that's not
Wednesday,
bad.
87.
Yeah.
Then we're back down to 84 for a few days.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's where we're at.
Okay.
Mid to upper 80s.
That's nice. Good weather.
Yeah. I
Good
did
weather.
find a Christmas tree to buy today that I think I'm going to buy and make my Grinch tree.
Oh, good. Where?
It's just at Walmart. I went there on a mission for something which they don't have right now. So I left and I left the tree. I was, I'm taking my truck into the shop on Monday.
Okay.
And so I don't know what all that's going to cost me. And then while it's there, I'm going to have it detailed. So I think they offer that
Oh,
as well.
nice.
So it needs all of that. And
I love when I get my car detailed. It is
yeah,
amazing when it comes back.
right.
I'm like, oh
So
my God, it looks brand new in
it
here.
needs a wax and everything. So I'm dropping it off Monday night and they'll have it a day or two. So
Okay.
yeah, so we'll see how much that's going to cost me before I go buy a tree that I don't
Oh,
really
I
need.
know. Speaking of that, I also need shocks. I
Yeah,
need brakes.
yeah.
I need to get my differential fluid changed. There's so many things I need. I'm like, I don't know
Well,
how much that's gonna be.
my mechanic, his place got shut down
Mhm.
because it just became very expensive, the insurance.
Mhm.
So when I say it's very expensive, as an example, and they had tow trucks,
Okay.
Keller's tow trucks, and so they had multiple trucks. So our one plumbing truck went from $5,000 a year for insurance to nine for no reason.
Oh my God.
No accidents, no tickets, no nothing.
That's crazy.
So when people are like, why does it cost so much? Why does this cost so much? Well, we're passing it on to you because it's costing us so much. We're not making more money,
Yeah,
We're
true.
paying more money. And so he had all these trucks to insure, and he was a few years away from retirement. And he's like, I'm just not doing it anymore. I'm done. So he
I don't
sold the
blame him.
property. So my mechanic, Rich, who we'd been friends since we were 4 years old, and our families used to do vacations and trips and stuff and fishing together,
Mhm.
now only does retro cars, which is right up his alley. He loves the retro cars. He hates this
Nice.
new fangled dangled high techy stuff. He's,
Yeah.
get him an old Mustang or an old something. Yeah. So he can't maintain my truck anymore at his shop. So, because he works for someone else. So I'm going somewhere else and they offer auto detailing. And my poor truck has not been waxed since the day I've owned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, you need it over there. The sun beats down on it like crazy.
it does, but it needs front brakes and rotors and oil change. I did rear brakes last year, so I know it needs front brakes this year because I can feel it. I can feel the rotors.
Sure.
And I'm listening to stuff to the guy. He's like, well,
Do you want a list? Do you want a Santa Claus list?
He's like, make sure you leave all that in the car for me. I'm like, well. It was just funny, but he's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not some girl going, I think it just needs an oil change. I'm like, well, I think it needs front brakes and rotors.
Right.
I definitely know all the filters changed. He's just like, okay.
Yes. Oh my God. And you know how much they charge just to change your filter, like your air filter in your car?
I know,
like,
it's all expensive.
It is ridiculous. So what I do is I figure out where the hell the damn air filter is and I go buy it and change it myself.
Well, it hasn't been done in a while, and I'm not messing with it.
Yeah.
I am not a mechanic, and I'm going to be at work. I'm going to let someone else do it. They're going to earn their money, and it needs bigger things, so I'm not going to mess with it over a $50 filter or something.
Well,
Yeah. It's not going to. And I'll tell you what I've been doing this last week. I need a battery in my jet ski. Now I know how to do a battery in a vehicle. Okay, and I'm not afraid of red and black and all that.
Yeah.
But in this damn jet ski, we are not friends.
You tried?
First of all, I don't know who designed the placement of the battery down the hull of the jet ski at an angle. There's no room. So you're trying to, so then there's this metal thing, and then there's a band over it, obviously, because you don't want it bouncing around in there. So there's this metal thing, and I'm trying to find online what the hell's this metal thing, and how do I get it to move aside to get the battery out? And I'm Googling all this stuff, and I couldn't find it. So I finally went on Reddit to a Sea-Doo page, and I posted a picture. I'm like, what is this? Well, apparently it's a heat shield, and it's worthless, and Sea-Doo only did it for a few years, and there's like, man, when you get the battery out, you can get that sucker out and just be done with it. You have to push it real hard and lift the battery up. Oh, okay. While leaning over a machine, you got your feet braced on each side because it's a jet ski, for crying out loud.
Right.
Takes god awful forever, right? So I get this battery that was recommended to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm proud. I got the battery coming home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put in the battery. Well, they didn't give me all the little nuts and bolts to the battery, so I can't attach the said battery. So now I got to go back to the battery store. To get the nuts that go in the little thing, so I can put the thing on top, so I can screw in the screws.
And you can't reuse the other ones?
No, the other one was a different setup battery. It just screwed into the top of the battery. These have little metal risers. We'll call them risers. I don't know what they call them. I'm not a mechanic. Little metal risers. You got to get a little nut in there, and then you got to put the connectors on top and get the screw through there and keep the nut in there and screw it in. So the battery's down the bottom. And when you were a child and you had that little container with the different shapes in it, and you had to get the right shape and the right. Very important lesson when you're little, because when you're older and trying to get a battery out of the hull of a jet ski all by yourself.
Oh my gosh.
It's quite the challenge.
Wow.
And then it's just about angles and getting it past all the tubing and the engine block and all that. So it sits at an angle like this, because that makes sense. So
of course
the little
it does.
nut, you put it in there, it falls out.
Oh.
Now you can't have a little piece of metal bouncing around in there when you're riding in an engine compartment.
Yeah.
So now I go buy a magnetic telescoping thing, and I'm down in there
trying to pull it out.
Yeah, I don't know where the little nut went.
Oh shit.
I cannot find it. Then I tried getting a wetback, except the connecting end isn't narrow enough to get down to the very bottom of the hole where I need it to be, where I heard the nut fall.
Oh my gosh.
So a week later, here we are. I have one side hooked up and the other side is not pretty. It's just not. I have words.
Yes, I bet. But at least you're attempting it. So.
Well, I don't want to be some helpless, silly little girl. I don't want to. You can Google and look up stuff. I used to be able to change the oil in a car back in the day. Now, if I had to do it, I wouldn't know. Cars have changed a lot since I've been,
They
5 years old,
have.
6 years old, 7 years old.
Yeah.
But which is when I was taught to do that stuff. I could also jack up a boat trailer and change a tire. So
Yeah.
back then, but now, the jacks aren't quite the same. Like, what the hell
No,
is
they're
this?
not. That's for sure.
So stay tuned for the battery drama because one of us is going to win.
I think it'll be you. Don't worry.
Oh, I am determined. I am determined. But
You're gonna get it done.
you have to sit over this hard. You got to take the covers off, and then you got to, there's not a place to sit. It's an engine compartment, so it's all open. So you're straddling it. It's just not good. I mean, the whole
No, there's not much.
and you got to get leverage.
Oh, that's what I mean. There's not much leverage for you to work on. Yeah.
Right now, I just got to
Jeez.
find where the nut went in the hull of the jet ski.
Yeah, you got to take that out. Yeah, you can't have that around. Well, it's okay. Sometimes you got to be patient, walk away, come back another
Oh, I've
time.
walked away.
Yes, you got to walk away. I found that as long as like I'm getting mad and I'm getting frustrated and I'm no whatever, it's never gonna work.
Yeah.
And then I walk away and like later I'll come back and then all of a sudden, oh, everything just fits together. Oh, that's wonderful.
Right? Well,
Yeah,
if
so
that little nut
hopefully
would
it'll
jump
be
up
like
for me,
that.
that'd be fantastic.
Hopefully it'll be that way for you too.
The love of God. I just wanted to change the battery so I could go for one more ride before the water got too cold.
Yes, seriously.
I don't know that it'll happen, and it's really kind of depressing. So,
Well, you never know. Next time you come back, you'll find everything you need and you'll have everything there.
well,
So,
you would think so because it's been several days and I was back today.
where are you back
No,
today?
no nut.
No, no nuts.
No.
No luck with the nuts.
It's like I can get another one, but that defeats that.
That's
I
not the
can't leave
point.
that one
Yeah.
in there. You
No,
can't
you
have
can't.
metal bouncing around in there. It's got to come out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Can't go
Hopefully you'll
far.
find it. No, it shouldn't have went far. I mean, I don't know too much about jet skis.
I'm winging it at this point.
You have more knowledge of that. I don't. I'm not a big knowledge with that, although, maybe when I go down to Florida, then maybe I might get one for myself too.
There
Who
you
knows?
go.
There
I
you
might have a
go.
used one to sell for you with a new battery if it keeps it up.
As long as you find the nut, I'm down.
She's right here.
Yes. Oh God.
Dealing with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good.
That's this week's saga.
All right. What do you got for us this week?
I asked the question, what was the reason you last cried? So little Miss Pascal.
Why do I always have to go first? Why can't you go first?
Because I am asking.
Well, the last time would probably be when I was thinking about my mom because, she's no longer here. And just something that came on my phone and reminded me of her. And I was like, I could hear her voice and I miss hearing her voice and things like that. So, I mean, the greatest thing that with technology nowadays is that you can take videos on your phone and have all that there in front of you. So either it's a good thing because it makes you feel like you're remembering, but then it's like it makes you upset and sad. So that was the last time that I cried was over my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That's hard.
It is. It's tough. Yeah.
It is. The holidays are coming. It doesn't make it easier.
No, it doesn't. And then, when you go certain places around town and be like, oh, I used to bring my mom here, and I used to do this with my mom, or we used to stop at Starbucks together after her doctor appointments and, things like that. And she would be so happy because she got herself an almond croissant and it was so good for her and it was delicious and she loved it. And, but it does make you upset. It does make you cry, but I'm glad I have those memories. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
No one lives forever.
No.
And
no.
Obviously sometimes they're taken way too soon. So.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It leaves a mark.
It does. And it was abrupt with her. So it was like, it's nothing, not that you're going to ever be prepared for someone who passes, but um, at least if I knew that it was like headed that way, it would be a little bit different. But when it's something that's abrupt, like the way it happened with her, so it just kind of took us by surprise.
Very
So
shocking. It was
it
abrupt with
is.
my sister too. It was,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's hard to believe at times.
It is. Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I
So,
know. Yeah.
but what do you do?
Well, what about you? Your turn.
My turn. Okay.
Your
So
turn.
probably within the last week, I had a moment where I was just kind of, well, again, it's getting to be the holiday season, and a song came on the radio that reminded me of my sister. It was one of her favorite songs. So whenever I hear it,
Hmm.
I turn it. I'm
I turn
typically
it
not
up.
in the,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Same.
So even though it's been 16 years, I can't do it. So it just kind of haunts. So, and then just other things that were going on at that time in life just kind of built up, and I was feeling frustrated with myself and frustrated with family members and their choices and just over it all.
Yeah, things do that, don't they? They end up
They
building up
just,
and building up and
yeah,
pile, and it's like then at the end it's like you have to. You just have to cry and let it out.
yeah,
I mean, there's nothing else you can do.
it just gets to be a bit much at times.
Yeah.
And so it was. And so, yeah. And
Yeah.
that was within the last week. So, you know,
Yep. Yeah, same. I mean, it's difficult. Life can be difficult. Emotions, all the emotions that women handle throughout a day's time
it's
is
really
crazy.
funny. It's really funny because you always hear comments about women and their emotions. But I don't think men truly realize how much we hold inside and keep things together.
They sure don't. I agree.
And then they criticize when you have a moment. They also don't realize they're a part of that,
Right.
of putting you over the edge
Like, no, exactly. That's
on a
true.
regular basis. So,
That's true.
you know,
Instead of
not,
doing that,
yeah,
ask, how are you? Are you okay?
yeah,
Is there something you want to talk about?
yeah.
But no, they don't have that. They don't have that instinct within them.
It just, so sometimes you just have to let it out, and sometimes it comes out because being angry doesn't work, or sometimes talking or saying, yelling or however you vocalize it doesn't work.
Right.
I'm typically not going to go around yelling, but I definitely can't sometimes get two words in edgewise. So it gets to be a bit much. I mean,
It
yelling
does,
just
yeah.
leads to hurtful things and doesn't fix anything.
No, absolutely not. I don't believe in yelling. I
And
mean,
well, and that other person caused you to yell, like I wouldn't want them to have that control,
correct.
you know.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it was just a few weeks of a lot of stuff, and I had had enough.
Yeah. Oh,
I had
yes, I
had
don't
enough.
blame you.
And then as these things happen, the angrier I get at myself for not handling things that I want to handle sooner than I'm handling them. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all full of emotions.
we are all full of emotions. On a happy note,
Yes.
did I tell you today?
What?
I went down an aisle at Walmart and it was like Grinch land.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I bet it's time for the Grinch.
So the other
Well,
night I had these I don't know if they're black and pinstriped white pants or they're dark charcoal gray pinstriped white pants. I want to get a red blouse. So I'm like, I'll just run to Bell's. I'm surely they have a red blouse. It's holiday
sure.
time. Yeah,
Right. Oh
no
my
red
God,
blouse.
that's so
No,
funny you
no.
said that.
Two
'Cause
stores over there and neither one did. So
yeah, see?
I'm like,
It's
seriously?
funny.
Oh, you're coming closer to Christmas. Closer to Christmas. We're close to
Usually
Christmas
it's
as
out
it
by
is.
now. Yeah, usually
What
it's
are you
out by
talking
now.
about closer to Christmas? But I came out of Bell's with a Grinch t-shirt
I
to go with, ironically, a new pair
yes.
of Grinch lounge pants I bought.
I love that. I love that.
So,
I love it. Well, I ended up, since you talked about Grinch all the time, so we're going to do a podcast where you're wearing your Grinch, I'm wearing my Grinch, and we're going to take pictures. So I
okay.
did go to our Walmart, and they had this I was just gonna get it for laughs, but they had this like, for the kids, the one whole piece pajama
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah.
fluffy.
It's
Yeah,
Grinch.
it is. So they had that. But then I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna end up looking like a big baby. So I ended up just getting I found a set. So I ended up getting that set.
Well,
Um, but they also had The
they had
Nightmare Before
Nightmare
Christmas.
Christmas. Yep.
Yes, that's one of my favorites too. Jack Skellington is one of my favorites too. So they had a really, really long shirt, and I'm gonna go and get it because I have black pants to go with that long shirt. So it's perfect.
Well, I just sent you the one video. I was this close to buying him. Like, I don't really need that. My dogs will eat him, but
Oh my gosh, stop.
you play it, he's singing. I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No.
No?
No. No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's adorable. I love
But did
that.
you read what it says on the little thing that spins?
No, I can't see it.
Oh, it has words.
It does have words, but I can't, like, the way it got sent didn't
Well,
make it out.
grow your heart.
Oh, how cute. I love it.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
like I was very good.
You could put it, they don't go in that room, do they? In the room you're in now? They're your dogs, or sometimes?
No, there's a gate. I put a gate. This is the
Oh,
one room that there's a baby gate
okay.
on. Um, that they don't get to come in. So when
You
I
could
open the door, they'll both be out there looking at me like, what the heck?
you could get it and put it there right next to your computer, and he'll be looking at
I
you all
could,
Christmas.
I know. I did find a tree that I'm going to get and put up, and I have Grinch lights coming, and yeah, so
Nice.
I'm gonna do a
Nice.
small. But back to our topic. Anyways, I had to
Yes.
share that with you
Yes.
because I was out Grinching today. So
All right. I like it. Yes.
I thought she was gonna kill me. So anyways.
You're gonna have a whole set. You're just gonna have to, invite people and make your whole house into the Grinch.
Well, I won't get
Christmas
that carried
time.
away. I won't get that carried away, but I definitely
Why? How
will.
fun would that be?
I'm gonna have a wall.
Just for you?
Well, all walls are just for me. All these are mine.
Yeah, no, I know. Just dedicated to the Grinch, I mean.
Yeah, yeah, they're all my walls. You like that? They're all mine.
They're all yours,
They're
yeah.
all mine. So I asked that question and you answered
Mm-hmm.
and I answered. So I guess we'll read what others answered.
Okay.
Um, Others answered because Liam Payne died. So I guess committed suicide.
Liam Payne?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
He's an actor.
Okay.
From what I don't know.
Liam Payne. He's a
Payne.
songwriter. Oh, okay. Okay. English singer, songwriter. He was, from One Direction. Okay, now I know who it is.
Yeah.
Yes. And why did he die? Do we know?
I think he jumped or he fell off of something or he was under the I don't know, something.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Does it say? Did you look it up?
I'm looking it up now. Reportedly set for London. It was at a hotel. They said it was some people are saying that it's linked to drugs
Yeah,
that
I've
were
heard that.
found in his room. Um, a source, let me see, source embalming. They're talking about embalming. They're talking about maybe a possible partial autopsy. Um, they found multiple drugs in his system, including pink cocaine. I've never heard
Okay.
of
I've
that.
never heard of that.
And then regular cocaine. and then benzodiazepines and crack.
Oh, well, he was a busy boy.
Yeah, at the time of his fall. That's what it is. So I guess he did. He fell. And yep, and all of that was found in his body. So I guess he was high.
He's more than high.
Well, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy. I've never heard of pink cocaine.
No, I've never heard of that either. Where the heck do you find that? I guess everywhere now. Or maybe
Well,
it's just mainly um with guys or not guys, girls maybe in the I don't know, actress scene.
you gotta have something better to do with your life, people.
So 2C it's called, is a recreational drug that contains a mixture of different psychoactive substances,
Just
mostly common found in a pink dyed powder that's known as pink cocaine.
wow. So I've never not wanted to have control over myself. So I've
No,
never done a drug
same.
or anything in my life. So, if that led to his death, that's a shame,
That's sad. That's very sad.
you know.
But a lot of people in those kinds of places, like uh, they tend to find that stuff a lot more easily.
Well, they have the money for it,
Oh
and
yeah, they do.
I don't know, they also have to have the personality for it.
Well, yeah, you do, especially yeah,
Yeah,
definitely the personality.
yeah.
That
So
that does matter. I've never been one to have a addictive personality.
yeah,
So,
I don't
yeah.
either. So
Yeah.
that's a shame.
It
I
is.
cried today because breastfeeding is hard and my boobs hurt. Well, I've been there, done that.
Oh, but yeah, I
Yeah.
can't blame her. I'm sorry.
No.
I've never breastfed. I tried, but it just didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
But I know through my daughter, she would be in so much pain, so I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sorry.
yeah, it's painful.
Yeah.
Uh
Put some
be
cabbage on it.
uh cabbage. Yeah, it doesn't work,
Ice
by the way.
cold cabbage. Put it in the
Yeah.
freezer.
Yeah, that's comforting.
Yeah.
uh, being forever alone, not being able to connect with other people.
Yeah, that is sad. That's funny that she mentioned that because sometimes I think like I don't have a significant other. I'm not married or anything like that. Never happened, but not I wouldn't say maybe it couldn't happen. But it's kind of when I go to sleep in my bed and I'm all by myself, or I'll be sitting at home watching TV and I'm all by myself, it is a little heartbreaking.
You think so? Is it?
Well, not all the time. I'll tell you, I want to say 85 to 90% of the time, I don't think about it. But then there is that little 10% that kind of twitches in my head, like, oh, I really wish I had somebody here to talk to, or I wish I had somebody that, you know, had my back, I guess. I know my friends do, but friends are a little bit different than having a guy next to you, I think. So,
So I will say one thing I have learned aging and having been in a long term relationship.
hmm
I have definitely come to value my girlfriends and my alone time.
yeah.
So I just think it depends on what your path in life was.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
now you've been alone for so long.
Correct.
Wouldn't it be hard to have someone come into your space?
I think it would be hard if it was not the right person.
Yeah.
If it was the right person that would complement my space,
Well, I'm
it's very
talking your alone
difficult.
time and all that stuff. If someone's always there. I mean, complementing your life or making it richer or better in ways. But I'm just talking about when you're sitting there by yourself. Because I have said,
Um,
isn't it past your bedtime?
yeah. I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know how to answer that question. I could probably say like right now, I don't think it would bother me just because I've been alone for such a long time where it's like maybe I crave that, where that somebody is there,
Maybe.
you know? I don't know. I really
I've
don't
had a
know.
lot of female friends who said they've been alone so long they wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's a little different. For me,
Yeah.
it's like sometimes I want to have that. And
Yeah.
sometimes I do want to be alone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I mean, if that person is there, it doesn't mean I have to be there 24/7 with him, you know? It could mean that I'm there at that moment and he does his own thing, I do my own thing sometimes, and we each have our own quiet time.
Yeah.
So,
In a perfect world.
in a perfect world, yeah, that's in movies.
Yeah, right. Someone else wrote, husband's cancer has spread to his brain.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a tough one.
yeah. There's nothing to say for that, really.
No, nothing.
There's,
We're sorry.
yeah,
We're
very
sorry that this
sorry.
is happening.
Uh, yeah.
But
Thinking about my dogs dying someday.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
I've been
like you
there with,
said earlier,
yeah.
like, we don't live forever. Neither
No
do
one
our
lives
pets,
forever, and
unfortunately.
yeah, they live a lot less and longer, than we do. And
Yes.
yeah, one thing I learned about treating my dog for cancer is every day was like so the day it comes back. If it's a
Yeah.
dog, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's an awful feeling actually. So
It is. It is.
yeah, someone wrote, I felt like cleansing my eyes.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all they wrote.
So no other explanation as to why. So,
Nope, just
okay.
cleansing them.
All right.
Uh, missing someone and wishing things weren't different. Well, I can totally relate to that. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, as we already both spoke about, and it's funny that we have such similarities with that, like, and we think about that and,
yeah,
it is so, and I'm sure many, many other women too at our age at this time, probably have had people pass away and stuff. So,
yeah.
yeah, it's hard. It's a very difficult thing. I'm not gonna lie.
It
It's very
is.
tough to swallow.
It is. It is. I broke up with my boyfriend last night.
Yeah, that could be a big one if you've been together with your boyfriend for a long time. I don't know what the situation is for this person,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's hard.
yeah.
I mean, I've been in that position, so I know that's a very difficult thing. But I was in a I was in long-term relationships. I've never like been in like where I dated somebody and we were boyfriend and girlfriend for like 6 months, for example.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would cry over that, to be honest. But who knows?
I don't know. I guess if you put all your emotions in one basket and you kind of just thought that this could be the right guy for me, yeah, it might be
Yeah,
a
who
little,
knows? Yeah.
you know, I don't know. Uh, so never watched this show. Watched the latest Bob's Burgers episode 2 days ago. Cried. I cry at least 3 times a week. Surprisingly, haven't cried in therapy for a while. What's
Okay.
Bob's Burgers?
I have no idea. I gotta look it up. What is Bob's Burgers? Is that
Well,
on Netflix or something?
I don't know. Is it worth crying over? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. Bob's Burgers,
Right?
American sitcom. So it's like animated.
Oh.
Yeah, Bob's Belcher is the third generation restaurateur who runs Bob's Burgers with his loving wife and their 3 children. And Bob believes that his burgers speak for themselves and isn't afraid to offer variety. And it looks like this.
Oh, good Lord.
Can you see it?
I
It's a little
can,
blurry, probably.
but is that worth
Yes.
crying over?
Well, I've never watched these episodes, so I don't know what kind of episodes they have. Like, I don't know if they have like, emotional episodes. Sometimes these um, adult animations will go
I'm
into
sure,
detail.
yeah.
So, but I've never really watched any of
I'm
them, so
just
I
not
really
into
have
any
no
of that.
idea. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Um, Yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of my heart cat's passing. I miss him so much. It's
Oh,
always hard
yeah.
when you lose an animal. So I'll tell you what, and I don't want to get into it too much because I
Yeah.
will get upset. So
Yeah.
I've been watching this deer on Instagram for like the last 3 or 4 years. It's this
Mhm.
lady's pet deer. She has multiple deer, but this one they raised from a baby. So this one like comes in the house sometimes, hangs out with the dogs. When she has her babies, the dogs are there to help her with them.
Oh,
Cats, the
wow.
whole kit and caboodle. They've had her for 13 years, and she
Mhm.
was hit and killed by a car last Monday.
Oh
She
my
had an
God.
orange, bright orange collar, so everyone would know she was a pet, and she was GPSed. And the lady who hit her got out of the car and knew it was someone's pet, and instantly got online trying to figure out whose pet it was because she didn't want to just leave her.
Of
And
course.
then other people saw the post and reached out to the husband and wife who owned Buttons. That was the name of the deer.
Mhm.
And it was like a sibling to their children who are in
Sure.
college and stuff. So very devastated. I cried then too. I was so
Yeah.
upset. I watch that deer every day.
Well, no, it is very
It gives their
upsetting.
kisses. It was
Well,
awful.
it's a pet. Like you took care of it since
Yeah.
it was a tiny little baby, so it's
13
very
years.
difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they would laugh because they'd like walk out of the woods and the Amazon guy would be like, that lady's walking with a deer.
Right? No kidding. Well, that's very hard to see,
Yeah.
We got a lot of deer around here, so that's very odd to
So all
see.
the her babies, she had twins this last year. So the babies are hanging at the house and stuff. And so yeah, so they make sure the babies are
Well,
okay. They put out all the food every day for them and everything.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Because
at
they feed
least
them
the
all.
lady stopped and she didn't just keep going. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, other people probably around here because they're so rude and mean around here, but they probably would have never like even dealt with that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, they were grateful that she stopped. They were grateful that she reached out, that they also know
absolutely.
what happened to their deer because I guess typically deer, like some animals, just wander off to die. And
Yeah.
deer, I looked up how long deer live. It's 14 to 16 years. So she was
Oh,
13.
wow.
They had her 13 years. And so they got to bring her home and bury her next to her um, Golden, who passed away last year. That
Okay.
deer showed up the day the vet arrived to put their dog down because he couldn't walk anymore. It's like she knew.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, she showed up every day, but she came at the time and
Yeah,
then went
yeah.
with them to
Oh,
bury him.
wow.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
smart
special
animal.
deer.
It's
Yeah.
smart, and but she was being chased by a buck. It's that time of year, and she was
Yes.
trying to escape, and she got, yeah,
She got hit. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, moving on.
Yes.
Moving on. So it's like, well, I should probably unfollow this damn account because I can't take it. Oh my God, I can't. So, anyways, I had a stroke 8 months ago, and I still have issues with my memory. I broke down thinking about it today. I wasn't prepared to not have been fully recovered by the 6 month mark. So, I just want to say it takes a while for the brain to heal.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And if you're just having memory problems, while that's frustrating, it's pretty darn good having a stroke and just having some memory problems. My sister had a stroke at 29, my deceased
Hmm.
sister. So she had her moments, you know,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. I get it, but she had no other long-term lasting effects. She could walk. She could feel things. I mean, she had a little hard time with
Right.
hot and cold on one leg, but that was it. I mean, so you got to count your blessings. You are still here.
Yes.
Put
Thank
that
God for
frustration
that.
towards the work. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
That's all you can do is keep going.
Keep going. Do
That's
exercises that'll jog some memories, things like that.
There's
I'm
a
sure
lot of
the
computer
doctors
stuff
there
on
is.
your
And
phone that help with that, and
yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah, continue to heal.
yep,
Continue to heal. It may take you
takes
a little longer.
you need to
So,
give yourself a little credit where credit is due, cut yourself some slack and let your brain heal.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I hear him out there with that damn cone. It's going to be the death of me.
Ah,
I have no idea what he's doing with it.
oh no, it's scratching something up. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. Is he trying to scratch? It sounds like he's trying to scratch.
He's trying to scratch that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone else wrote a meltdown, burnout. I don't know. So they had just a moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay
We
to
all
have
have
moments.
those. Absolutely. We
It's
all have
human
those moments.
to have
Yes.
moments. So,
Yeah.
this afternoon, general life, grief, and missing my kids. So I'm going to assume divorced and the kids aren't with you at the moment.
Yeah. Probably.
And that would be hard when you're used to having them all the time.
Of course. It is. It is. Usually the kids are with their mom all the time, so when they're not there, it's a little bit difficult. Yeah,
Weird.
it's strange.
Yeah.
See, then you feel alone. There's nobody there, so
Now.
I get it. I get it. No, I'm just kidding. I will tell you though that when my daughter went to college, I did cry. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I think
This
all
was some
moms
years
do.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
moms do.
I really
I
did.
think she's just in general life and grief, so just maybe
Yeah.
going through a divorce and adjusting to the new, what's now normal,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
my brother's wedding earlier this month, when the cellist started playing the Beatles in my life, it was beautiful.
Oh, that's a good cry.
Yes,
Yes.
that's a good cry.
That's a good
That's a
cry.
good cry.
Yeah.
The next one, I had to leave my sister and her kids, who are in a DV situation, at the airport to fly home. So domestic violence,
Domestic violence, yeah.
that would be hard.
Yes.
You're scared for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I hope that they're working diligently on getting out of that
Getting help,
situation.
yes, I hope so too. They need to.
Just
Not a good
scary.
place to be. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Today, because of my mom's declining health.
It's a lot of that, huh?
Yeah,
A lot of
there
that.
was.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch them.
It is.
Someone else just wrote simply periods. I don't know. I've never cried over one, so what do I know?
Yeah. Well, some people have that endometriosis,
Mm-hmm.
and that can kind of take over the body and cause lots of inflammation and things like that. So, and it's very painful.
I'm sure.
And
I've heard.
so, yeah, so I'm sure maybe I don't know if that's the case. Go get some help because there's a lot of help out there for that now. If that's
Yeah.
not the case and you just have your period and you're just sad about because you get your period every month, well, I'm sorry.
It's going to be around a while.
It's going to be around for a minute.
Lost my dog around 3 weeks ago. I miss him so much. We've had him since I was 9. I don't know how old they are now, so they had him a long time. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's hard.
It
That's
is.
hard.
It is.
Missing my dead loved ones, especially my little Bubbles dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
again, it's always hard to miss loved ones. A friend was murdered on Friday. A friend of mine was murdered on Friday, and the person who shot her turned the gun on himself.
Oh my, that's a huge situation there. Yeah. We're so sorry. That's very sad.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really have words for that. It's
No.
just very hard to deal with.
No.
So,
Yeah.
one day at a time, one day at a time.
Work-related stress, taking on too much while also being asked too much of.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
We've all dealt with that.
yeah.
Yeah, I know I have on
Mm-hmm.
various occasions. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes the way to let that stress out is to cry.
It is. And that's okay as long as you feel better afterward, hopefully, or somewhat better. Maybe you
Release
can.
of stress.
Yes. Yeah.
It's my birthday today, or was. It's already past midnight now. And none of the people whose birthdays I cared about celebrated did anything. All their stories online showed them partying and having fun outside, yet nobody even remembered my birthday. What actually made me cry, though, was how far I am from my family. Their busy lives just made this insignificant event get buried by mundane routines. That made me sob all day. Not their lack of attention, but how I put aside everything for their special moments, but no one ever reciprocates. Well, I can relate to that.
And she's talking about her family at the end, that they never reciprocate either, or
Well,
just her friends.
well, in here, her family's not near her. They
Okay,
don't live near her. So maybe it's a text or a phone call, and,
sure.
you know,
Yeah, that's hard. I can't say, I will tell you that during my birthday times, people have been around me and they've always tried to make my birthday special for me. So, um, I'm grateful. I'm blessed that I have those people around me. So I really can't say that there wasn't anybody there to wish me a happy birthday. Um, and then beside the fact, like if they don't wish her a happy birthday, they're not her true friends. Like,
yeah.
'cause true friends will,
It's not hard to put it on the calendar on your phone nowadays. It just reminds you.
oh, exactly. Like they're not her true friends if that's the case. So
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
it,
find better friends.
well, that's hard to do too.
It is, but nowadays everything's so hard to do. I just don't know. I don't know. Everything nowadays is hard to do. Is it that it's hard to do, or is it that I'm just getting older and I just want things a little more simpler? I don't know.
I want things simpler.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, um, my friend Ellen. Did you meet Ellen? Was she in New York when we were in New York?
Yeah.
Yes. Her birthday was days ago. And I have a problem with buying stamps because I don't ever mail anything and I
Yeah.
forget. I don't mail anything. I
Correct.
don't know the last time I mailed it. So I got a stamp today, and here's her belated birthday card. I have to write in
Okay.
it. But I thought about it. I wished her online a happy birthday. She's not big into communicating in phone calls, so I didn't bother her.
Okay.
I didn't text her because she's bombarded. She doesn't like all that.
Okay.
So, I did online, and she thanked me and stuff. But I feel horrible because I didn't forget. I just working long hours, didn't make it to the post office. I have to go a tad out of my way to get to the post office. The world will not end. I can go a tad out of my way,
Yeah.
but so busy that I forget to go a tad out of my way to go get a stamp because I don't ever buy stamps.
I know.
I
Well,
mean, it
sometimes
just,
life takes over, you know?
life does take over, and I just, need to do better. The funny thing was at the beginning of October, because her birthday's
Hmm.
like October 20th, I was like, okay, I got to stop and get Ellen a card, and then I got to get stamps.
Right.
I got the
And the
card,
stamps never happened.
and the stamps never happened till today.
Yeah.
So I will write in it tomorrow, and I will
Hmm.
mail it from the post office in my errands tomorrow,
Yeah.
and get it
At
on its
Costco,
way.
they ask you at the cash register, would you like to buy any stamps? I'm
My
like, oh,
Costco doesn't.
no? Oh,
No.
my Costco does. Every time I go into there, I'm there like every week. So
Yeah.
every time I go in there, would you like to buy some stamps? No.
I probably should just to have a book of them for emergency birthday card
Oh,
situations.
yes, I have some in my wallet.
I
So,
don't, I
yeah.
was like, oh, good grief. So I got stamps today. So,
There you go. Go ahead and
you know,
send it. It's
I will
okay.
send it. Yeah, I know. I'll be writing in there. I'm so sorry I didn't do
Yeah.
this sooner.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with remembering to get stamps. I miss you.
I,
My
s-
husband, huh?
I sent my cousin a happy birthday and I was 2 weeks, 3 weeks late. So, but she's like, have you been day drinking? Are you okay? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know. I'm just lost right now.
Maybe I need
I
a day
have a
drink.
lot,
I don't know.
maybe. I have a lot on my mind.
My husband passed out on the way to the restroom at 1 a.m. and I thought he had died. Stupid idiot needs to drink more water.
Oh, God. That's a funny one, but like a scary one at the same time.
Yeah, if you don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
I got my permanent bridge put in and I feel pretty again. Now that's sweet.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet.
She got her smile back.
Yes,
Yes,
it's a huge thing.
it is.
So this one's a little lengthy.
Okay.
Yesterday, I always feel like I have to be everyone for everything. Even the person who manages their emotion and tries to foresee things that could upset them to prevent them. I work full time from home. I homeschool 2 kids as well. I go to school full time. We had a huge setback in our lives recently that caused us to move back in with my parents. I have a test that I've been studying for, and my older sister is visiting and wanted to go out to spend the day with my kids. Wanted to go do fall outing type things. I still had to clean up around the house and figure out dinner. My husband works nights and is as supportive as I'll let him be. That doesn't hinder his physical health and lack of sleep. And everyone wanted to do these things at the exact same time. My test is scheduled for. While at work, I've been given extra projects because they just fired someone. I felt and still do feel so overwhelmed that I'm letting everyone down. But the good thing is that after this class is passed, I just have 3 more to do before my degree is complete. Small steps.
That is a lot. She has a
It's a
lot on
lot.
her plate. She has a lot on her plate. But,
Yeah.
she said she's taking small steps, so the degree will be done, and maybe you should let your husband help a little bit more. I'm not sure what his health problems or issues are because
Well, to
she didn't
not give him any from lack of sleep, to keep
from
him
lack of sleep.
healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, to keep him
Okay.
healthy. So she didn't say that he had them. She doesn't want him to have, they don't need any more than that they have going
I
on.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Uh, I
Well,
cried.
just one day at a time.
That's
That's
all you
it.
can do.
Yeah.
I cried a lot less nowadays, and the last time I teared up was when I had flashbacks of my ex-boyfriend. I don't know if
Like,
something happened to the ex-boyfriend. I don't know if they just
right.
broke up or if he was abusive and she can't believe she went through that. I don't know. That's it.
Right. Okay. Little
That's
more,
it.
please, next time.
I watched someone on YouTube play the game Copycat. I don't know what any of this is.
Mm-mm.
And there's a segment where the owner abandons the cat in the field and drives away. It broke my heart.
What? Why do people play stupid games? What is that game? That's not even a game. Copycat.
I don't know. I don't know. Had to bury my childhood dog of 17 years a few days ago. That would be hard. That's a long
That is
time.
hard. Yes.
Sudden feeling of emptiness, actually almost without reason. I've been crying so hard I almost fainted and woke up in the morning with swollen eyes. That's all. I have a hard time expressing my feelings, so posting this will be very difficult.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. They hold their feelings in a lot. Maybe they should have some kind of out for their feelings. Um, Other than that, I don't know. I don't know what else to say to that one.
A few days ago, my mom is getting tested for BRCA gene mutations, and I'm 22 and terrified.
BRCA.
The BRCA for breast cancer. Yeah.
That is very terrifying. I had my cousin, my cousin's wife. A lot of people in her family have cancer, all types of different cancer. Primarily the women have breast cancer. She had one sister pass away from that, and one sister having to remove her breast because of that reason. And she went and got herself tested, but she was so nervous and so scared of what the outcome would be because, I mean, you think about it, and then is that going to really leave your mind if that's like your focus?
Well, no, and it's like my sister with her autoimmune disease, the
Yeah.
IgA nephropathy that killed her. Um, the doctors are like, you all have the option, to me and my sister, to be tested and her kids to see
Mhm.
if we're carriers of it. Well, no. Do you
Right.
want that hanging over your head forever going, is this the day something happens to my kidneys or one of my other organs?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
no. And we
Yeah,
didn't want the
it's
kids to be like, oh, we have what, mom had, but it's dormant. It could become active one day. No,
no, no.
no.
That's not how you
We
live your
don't need a
life.
crystal ball to
No.
predict. Certain things just need to be left alone.
Yeah. Well, I told her to leave it alone. I said, just let it go. What do you need to know for anyway?
Yeah.
Well, what if I have a daughter? What if this? I mean, she has a daughter now. I
Okay,
said,
so it's
okay.
no
I mean,
different than 30 years ago when you didn't have the test.
well, I did. I told her that. I said, it's okay. Like, you don't really need to know. And I know what kind of person she is. She's going to be that panicky, thinking about it
Yeah,
all the time kind of person. So I
yeah.
said, okay, just let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
It's going to be what it's going to be.
That's it.
Someone wrote yesterday because I lashed out at about my own obsession with keeping things tidy and said hurtful things to my boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes you got to
Sometimes
reel
it
that
happens.
stuff back in.
Yeah, but we all do it, especially when we're like, we work so hard to do things or place things the way you want them to be placed or whatever.
Yeah,
And then here comes somebody else just trucking it
yeah,
all away.
yeah.
So, yeah.
I get it. I cried today because my ex-boyfriend screwed me over when he broke up with me 6 months ago, and how apparently my anger and bitterness makes some of our mutual friends uncomfortable. So I decided to stay away for a little while. Don't ever show someone your anger or bitterness and let them have the upper hand. And then
Exactly.
you quarantine yourself because of it.
Right. Yeah. Don't ever let it
What you
have.
do is you fake it, the happiness, the joy, the pain, the whatever, let it go and fake it. And you can be angry and bitter at home.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Don't let him have control.
Yeah. Okay. So someone wrote, my husband is pissed. I said no to a dog because my other dog wouldn't stop barking like a crazy dog, and my anxiety was through the roof within 5 minutes. Then he was sad because he needs to fill the hole in his heart from his dead dog. So now it will be my fault. I will not listen to two dogs scream at each other. Am for the record, I have a 6 pound yapper. She wrote, I
Okay.
am have.
I
Like
am
what?
have. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why I'm coughing.
I don't know.
But yeah, so, well,
I mean, that has to be a discussion between him and her, but
well, I have three yappers. Well, they spy on people and then they bark. So
oh yeah.
they look for a reason to yell at someone from a distance.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I am listening to Dean Lewis, How I Had to Say Goodbye and Missed My Mom.
Oh,
Ending of Coco. I've never seen it before. I don't know what Coco is.
I don't know what Coco is. Okay.
I cried last week because I was happy to find out I got the job. I had been working in a toxic environment, and this new job is better in every way. I'm so grateful.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a good cry.
yeah.
That's a happy cry. Happy cry moving forward to a
So now
better environment.
that's right. I think I was watching Coco with my son, who is 3. Probably a stretch for a reason to cry, but I'm struggling with infertility. And throughout the movie, I just hugged my son so much, wishing one day I could have another him.
Coco, so is that like a kids movie?
It, this is COCO. I don't know. Someone wrote 2 weeks ago I didn't have weed.
Oh,
That's
Coco.
raising the
Okay.
bar, people.
It is that, you know what? I've watched Coco. I've watched Coco with my nieces and my nephews.
What
I
is
know
Coco?
exactly what. So it's a Spanish based excuse me, it's a Spanish-based animation that they focus on the Day of the Dead.
The Day of the Dead.
Yes. Okay. So then they go back in time and when they put all the food and the stuff on the graves, for the Day of the Dead. Um and he goes back to see his family and they're all skeletons.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all skeletons, but they're funny. There's the funny thing. And then his grandmother, actually his great grandmother was a shoe repair person, and her mother, who had passed, who then he went to go and see, her mother forbid her after her dad had left. He was a musician but never came back, but they never knew why or what the story was. So he went back in time and figured out what the story was. And then
Gotcha.
he came back afterward, long story short, he came back, the kid came back to his great grandmother and he started to play a song that her dad used to play for her when when she was a little girl. And he used to play on the guitar for her. And if you go through all of that, it really it is emotional. It
Is
does
it?
make you cry. So I get
Oh.
it. Yeah.
My cat had his cyst removed in August and it has grown back, so he's likely going to have to get surgery. It's just on his skin, so it won't be very invasive surgery, but I'm only 20 and I live alone with him because we just escaped DV, domestic violence, together, and I'm just not handling it well. I've only had him for a year and he's 5, so I don't know if he'll have any trouble with the anesthesia. I'm crashing out right now.
Oh, so that's like her little
That's her kid.
it's her kid. Yeah. It's like it's not just her kid, but it's like her safety.
Yeah.
It's like her safety.
Yeah.
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 Well, hopefully nothing's wrong with your kitty cat and they could take it out and she'll come right back to you. So,
Yeah. Okay, so here's a long one.
okay.
It was last night in bed. I pretty much cry almost every night when I know my kids can't see me. I have to be strong for them. So I'm assuming divorced.
Hmm.
I'm so overwhelmed with our life right now, and I no longer know what to do. I'm 53 and starting a new life as a single mom with no help from my soon-to-be ex-husband. He completely abandoned us for another woman and new life, which didn't work out. Well, good for him.
Right.
He got what he had needed.
He got what he deserved. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Karma.
afford proper groceries for us or pay the bills. I'm pretty sick on disability and mostly in the hospital bed in our living room, or I have to use a wheelchair now. We have no one, and our struggle is becoming more and more worse. Never would I thought this would be my life in my 50s.
She's got a lot of things happening. Her divorce, her health, not being able to provide. A lot of
Yeah.
things happening for herself.
Well, courts should make him step up.
Exactly. And pay what he needs to pay
Mm-hmm.
and do what he needs to do. I don't know what state she lives in, but she better go and do that.
Yeah. Boyfriend said something harsh last night before bed. I made my way to the couch.
Must have been something. Well, everybody takes something differently, so I don't know if it was something harsh. Like if you were to hear what that harsh thing was, would it be different for you versus me versus
Oh,
her,
yeah,
for
of course.
example? Yeah.
Everyone takes,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. My cat gave me worms and I saw one in my eye. Beat that.
Oh, oh my God. In your eye? Ah!
Ugh.
Oh, that's creepy.
Ugh. Ew.
Yeah, I mean, I would cry about that too, I
I
think.
know. When I was very young, like a child, the times I cried were when I realized my mother was getting older and I didn't want her to die, and I still don't. I also cried when I graduated from elementary school because I had become so attached to my teachers I didn't want to leave. I knew I wouldn't see them again. I can't deal with my emotions. I hold back my tears and try to calm down because crying hurts. It's so painful that I promised myself a long time ago that I wouldn't do it again. But that has brought me problems.
So she's saying that her crying has brought her problems.
Well, she's holding it back. She won't allow herself to
She
cry
won't
because it's
allow.
painful. And that's
Right.
creating bigger problems. I'm choking on myself tonight.
I don't know what's wrong with you. You need a
I don't know.
lozenge. I have them, but I can't give them to you. So unless you can throw them through the.
Right. So you got to cry. You got to
Yes,
let
it out.
It is human to cry.
Yeah,
so
please
cry.
don't hold it in. Don't hold that in, because
You know.
if you continue to do that, not a good feeling.
Yeah.
Not a good feeling.
I don't know. How do you hold it in? I mean, when I hit a point, I can't. So it just doesn't.
No, I can't
I don't
either.
know how you hold it in.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm sorry, I can't. For Christ's sake, I cry over the Hallmark commercial.
Oh, I
for
can't
crying
stand.
out loud.
I know.
Yeah.
Publix is
And the
terrible down here with
Kleenex
some of
and the
that.
Kleenex commercial.
Yeah.
So
Infertility. Terrified it will never happen for us, and it's literally the one thing on the planet I feel I was meant to be, a mom.
Oh. Yeah, there's some of that too. And then if it's like you see all these people struggling to have babies and everybody else is popping them out like wildfire. So I'm sorry. I hope it happens for you guys.
Yeah. Cried today because I was faced with a tough decision about moving to a slightly bigger apartment that was sprung on me last minute. I don't know. I didn't want to do it because my apartment is my comfort blanket for my extreme anxiety, but my boyfriend really wanted to move, and I didn't want to let him down. We had to make a decision, and I finally broke down today and told him that I just couldn't do it because I've been struggling a lot lately and can't go through a big change. But I admitted that I need help and need to get back on my medication. I'm feeling a lot better now. It was a massive weight off my shoulders.
Okay, so maybe a
So
little
they need medication. They know they need medication. So they
correct.
have
Yeah.
anxiety and whatnot.
Yeah. And change
So
isn't the best for that.
I've had anxiety. I don't typically suffer from anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something really stressful going on in my world, I'll have moments of anxiety, but I think that's a normal feeling. But I
Yeah.
have suffered from anxiety. And I guess everyone processes everything differently.
Yes.
I don't let the little things that are insignificant cause me anxiety.
Right.
Some people, I guess it's out of their control and they get anxious over everything.
Well, they focus on those little things sometimes.
Yeah, and I just can't imagine feeling like that all the time because when I'm really anxious, I don't feel good.
Right.
And it's not worth it to me.
No, it's not. It makes your heart
Yeah.
race, and then you're just not comfortable anywhere you are. And so, and change is a big thing for people who have anxiety like that,
Change
where
is
they
a big
focus
thing.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, they focus
Yeah.
on it and stuff. You got to focus on the positive, not
You
that it's a
do.
negative thing. I can talk myself too out of certain things sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so I don't
see,
know
you
if that's
can do
something
that.
someone can practice or learn to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you didn't want to move, you didn't want to move. If you like your apartment, you like your apartment. I wouldn't,
Right.
put too much
Thought
emphasis
into it.
on
Yeah.
the anxiety part. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's different. It's like people, with the hurricanes, how you doing? Are you okay? I'm sitting here. I'm watching
Right.
my trees do this. Yeah.
Right.
I chose to stay. I knew what was coming.
Yeah. But you handle it, like you said, a little bit different. You're not focused on, what is coming. So
Well,
to
everyone here knew
somebody,
what was coming.
I know,
Everyone
but
here knew what was coming.
somebody,
I mean,
when they don't see it in front of their face, somebody who has anxiety and it's not right there, they know that it's coming, but it hasn't quite come into their sight. And then when it comes into their sight, they just creep with that anxiety all the way up until it hits them right in their face. So, and they hold that in where they can't talk themselves out of it. They're just, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got to go to the store. I got to go get this. I got to do this. I got to do this. It's just, and then it just builds and builds and builds and builds. But I'm like you, like to me, those things, I think of the positive and I put them out of my head.
Well, you have to prep for certain things and deal with certain things. Certain things surprise you. You can't necessarily prep. I get that.
Yeah.
But, I've had people say that they were just so freaked out that they hid for hours and stuff and just so upset and crying. And I just thought, then you should leave.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But it was a big storm, so you're going to feel something somewhere. But
Right.
it's not, I don't know. I'm like,
To
really?
you, yeah. Yeah.
It's just
To them,
things that
it's a
make
big
me
deal.
anxious is going to be like family related stuff, not
It is.
natural disasters.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
making fun or making light, but I'm like, I don't know. I guess I've been through some other things. I just thought the other stuff is just,
It's just
gotta let it
minute.
go.
It's
Just
minute.
gotta let
Yeah.
it go, and it
Yeah.
is what it is,
Yeah.
I just,
Well, everybody's level of holding on to anxiety is different. So,
I guess so. I guess it's way different. I just,
yeah. I'm on the same page with you, but I can see somebody having, like my daughter, she has anxiety a lot and you almost have to talk her out of it. But
Yeah.
she knows, but she knows
Yeah.
how to get herself out of it too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And part of it is I just don't like not feeling well too.
Exactly.
It's not worth it to
Exactly.
me, so,
Yeah.
I came home after my last shift at work as a nurse. Horrible week of terrible shifts, not being able to keep up no matter where you were on the ward. Came home and was overwhelmed by my roommate who had been home for 2 days and hadn't taken the rubbish out, hadn't done the dishes, the cleaning the day before, was moving boxes from one room to another next to my car in the garage. I bawled. I was so tired I couldn't sit down at 10 p.m. He picked up on my frustration and cleaned these problems. So they're typing in broken English, first of all, because
Yeah.
they're in So
Well, he said rubbish, so I'm assuming
that's
somewhere
Europe.
in London, Europe,
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
So it's hard when you work a full-time job and you come home to the same mess that was not created by you that sat there all day. Yeah.
Definitely.
And then, when you're a little more aggressive with putting the plates in the dishwasher
Well,
that you
it
didn't
makes you
make
angry. It
because
makes
you
you
were
upset.
at work all day.
Yeah, it makes you upset, of course. And then you hold that anger and then you're going to bed with that anger. You're
Well,
going to bed with that. Like
I have, for me, I'm angry for a while. I don't necessarily take it to bed.
Yeah.
Because then I also enjoy my quiet downtime and I can just come down. But
Oh.
I come home and there are times where I'm a little more aggressive with the dishes or the vacuum.
Yeah, because it takes 2 seconds to put them in the dishwasher. Seriously.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds to vacuum. We have to vacuum every day because we have 3 dogs. So,
Yes.
it's like I don't, I'm out of the house all day and I get to come home and clean it.
Yeah, I know. That's
Every
not
night.
something you want to look forward to.
No, it gets old. Gets old quick. I'm 29, not married, no boyfriend, no kids. It comes to a point to where I don't know if I really want marriage and kids or if I'm just letting the social pressure get under my skin. I love being able to sleep whenever I want, going anywhere and just doing my own stuff, and I feel I'm already too old. Well, if you kind of have the mindset that you don't think you necessarily want those things, you probably don't.
Probably not. Absolutely. It almost sounds like she made up her mind already.
She's made up her mind and she's just putting it out there because maybe someone or family members put pressure.
Oh, I'm sure. A lot of my family members used to always put pressure. As soon as you get married, okay, where's the kids? Are you gonna have kids? Can you calm down? Like, I used to have to tell my aunts that. I used to have to tell them, listen, stop pressuring your children to get married or have boyfriends or have girlfriends. Just let them be. They're young.
Yeah, let them be. Yep.
Yeah.
Watched a tragic love movie. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm careful what I watch, so I'm not bawling because
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it.
No.
Because I miss my dad.
No.
My professor keeps comparing me with the other student. Even though I put a lot of effort into my studies, everything I do seems wrong for him. It's fucking exhausting. Just a few more months to go, but I'm barely coping with it. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Gotta remember, professors are people too, and they are not perfect.
No.
So you get to
And
deal
we know
with
that you want to be recognized, but at the
for
same
your
time,
work
yeah,
and the efforts you put into it. You
yes.
can't compare. It's like comparing your two children. You can't do
You
it.
can't do it. No.
No,
No.
you're not supposed to, anyways.
No.
Um, um, so I cried today because while in the busy streets of someplace in Japan,
Okay.
my husband told me that I was being a dick and ruining everyone's day. We're with friends and family. I was overheated, exhausted from jet lag, overstimulated from thousands of people, and I started to withdraw into myself. I didn't say anything or do anything. I just sort of shut down. After my husband said this and ignored me for hours, I shut down more. Eventually, I decided to Uber back to my hotel and cry alone. I feel really guilty for making trouble for everyone. I feel embarrassed for exposing myself like that. I also just so sad that my husband's immediate reaction wasn't concern for me, but the anger and name calling. Well, I have to agree with you there.
Yeah.
That's a long flight. I'm saying it assuming you're coming from the States, but I
Yes,
don't really
absolutely.
know. And sometimes it's just a lot of people,
It is, definitely.
you
And
know.
then he shouldn't have reacted like that. He should be a little more conscientious about her feelings as well. But, like we said earlier before, like men don't have that, not, and I'm not saying all men, but most men do not have that instinct to do that. Their first thing is to lash out at you. So,
Yeah. The the fact, I mean, he did just that. So she wasn't feeling her best, and he took this amazing trip and made a negative memory for her and
yeah,
everyone who witnessed it.
yep, exactly.
You
No
know,
fun, no bueno.
you know. I was in a monogamous relationship, and my boyfriend, now ex, admitted that he disrespected my values by lusting over women on porn sites. I was clear from the start that to me it is considered cheating, even if he thinks the opposite, but he did it anyways. Well,
I'm like, I'm on the fence with that one, to be honest.
why are you on the fence with that one?
Okay, so I would want to know, why are you on these sites and you're lusting after these women? Are you sick? Do you have a problem? What's going on? Is this something you want to do in your life? Or is this something that you need help for? And is he doing it to other women, like live? Like, like, I don't know, in grocery store,
So,
in the bar, somewhere like that? Is he
well,
doing that
typically a
there?
man who's looking at women online is probably looking everywhere. Um, Typically, because I know a few, so there's that.
Yeah, yeah,
um, she was very clear in the beginning of what her boundaries were.
yeah.
And so it's not
And
like
he
she hid
just,
it from him. So at some
so this,
point there
she
was a
already knew
conversation.
probably.
Yeah, I was going to say there was some kind of
Okay.
conversation or something happened that it was discussed. And here we are, and now he's admitting it. Well, sometimes it's too little too late, you know. I mean, how would you feel about that? I don't.
I mean, okay, like the first part, if I had already discussed this with my significant other and he said that he was going to respect. my boundaries, and this is what we've already discussed, I would feel the same way, that she's feeling.
Yeah.
Um, at the same time, uh, I know I hate to say men are going to be men and they're going to look anyway, no matter what, but they do. Um, and if it's not being, if it's not being, I don't know how to say it. If it's not being, if he's not going out of the relationship to be doing anything with anybody else, um, to me, I think it's okay, but I would want to be included.
I was gonna say a lot of couples, or I'm told, I really don't know, uh, but I've been told by others who use porn in their relationship to keep things exciting and stuff.
Hmm.
Now, if they're hiding it, sneaking it,
That's
one's
a
not
different
into
story.
it. Well,
Yeah,
she's clearly not into it. You're like, you want to be included, but clearly she doesn't
she's not.
care for that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And, can I say I blame her? No, I can't say I blame her. You
yeah.
know, um, and she was clear about it.
Well,
So
she knew
obviously
him.
something happened, or
Correct. Yeah.
that it was a thing to be discussed. Because I don't think I've ever had that conversation with anyone, but just saying.
I've really, to be honest, I've never had that conversation either. But I mean, if that ever conversation came up like that, where, oh, I look at this or I do this or I whatever, then yeah, we would have to discuss it. But like I said, I would want to be included with it in it as
Yeah,
well. Like if you're going to be looking at somebody, like it's okay, but I want to be there.
yeah.
Yeah. Not that I condone it or anything like that, but